Hello everybody, welcome to a video that is the third of the day, Summer of Pain. This is actually 1 week where I've actually enjoyed it, which is weird. I think I enjoy it more when I'm able to solo it and it doesn't feel so much of a bugbear, especially after the Emma Frost thing of last week. So as a lot of you know, Ghost is the champion to go up against, and you have options if you're a Thronebreaker player, how you interact with this, whether or not you go hashtag mercenary, hashtag mystic, hashtag metal, or do a combination, which you're not on screen right now. This is hashtag metal, hashtag mercenary, double combo. Now, as I said, you don't have to do it this way. The way that I decided to do it was just mercenary, and then I went with hashtag metal and mystic. So like, you know, we'll remove that there. So we've just got the mercenary. For another week, Domino is one of the key champions. Black Widow Deadly Origin was my girl who I used, and I'll be throwing up some footage in a moment just to kind of showcase like who I used and the methods in a minute. But as well, the Mystic, I did try a hashtag metal combination of hashtag metal and a Mystic with Dr. Doom. That worked for me. So just to kind of put it into here, like we'll put metal, just like there. So hashtag metal, and then Mystic, and then we get those. So those are the selections. We got Mojo. Mojo's pretty good. I just feel that because of certain rotations and things you'll be doing, buffs you'll be generating, mainly for the debuffs you're doing. Also, do bear in mind the SP3 you cannot do. There's some fun stuff. I tried Guillotine as just to see if it worked, and nah, not really a good champion on rotation. This is why she needs a buff, because solo she just isn't there. Morningstar was interesting enough, but it just didn't work out on the rotations too well for my liking, which kind of put me in the position of Dr. Doom. But I would have liked to have used Mojo if I could. Dragon Man would have been interesting, but I think that there are some ones like, if Thor Jane Foster was a bit more powerful, kind of would work with rotations, but you wouldn't get stun. So it is what it is. And as well, you're trying to do heavy attacks with like stagger. So yeah, let's have a look at Ghost, and then after that we'll roll some footage, shall we? And it definitely feels like a dub to finish off week 9 of the Summer of Pain. By the way, week 10 is going to see this boss rush. Some people have asked me about like covering or like talking about the rewards and also the boss fight or the boss rush. I'm just not at the moment, especially because there's some stuff with the rewards. If it's true, then that's absolutely ridiculous and in a bad way. And if it is a case that it's false, and I don't want to cover it because, you know, it could be false information. In any case, let's claim all these points. And now I feel like really happy now that kind of like I've done Summer of Pain. Excellent. And I really can't wait for this Nexus Crystal, which drops in 20 days time. I will be putting towards my big saving of crystal opening, and the 6-star signature stones happy about, and any other stuff it's a thing. Okay, now let's look over the abilities of Ghost. Now, Haunted is kind of the main thing that the champion's annoying for, because that champion gets faltered for 3 seconds. This is when the champion dashes back, which we all know Ghost dashes back. All debuffs are then purified and converted into Fury buff, what we know about that. And falter is not affected by ability accuracy reduction, blah, blah, blah. It's going to get faltered, so if you don't really know what that is, that's annoying. When you go up against the thing, you're just like, oh, you faltered. So you have to play it quite carefully, especially because there's no parry, because it's just stun. True focus, so defender attacks ignore, evade and miss. Well, that's kind of a no-brainer there. And then the champion gear is like cruelty buff. So that's something to watch out for. Spite is probably one of the main things, as it does limit you when it comes to champions you can use. But if you're smart about it, and also the AI is in your favour, it will throw special attacks quite consistently, which is something that I was playing into. So I was trying not to throw and launch an SP3 in some cases, because I think like you get like instantly KO'd in some cases. So it's just like using, for me, that worked, is Black Widow Deadly Origin, but I think Domino could work relatively well as any other mercenary, and as well utilising Dr. Doom. But, you know, as I said, like we got footage to show, so let's showcase some of that footage. Now, what you're going to see is, first of all, Black Widow Deadly Origin. I've decided to speed this up, and also I've cut the Dr. Doom fight, because I don't want to leave this as one of these long-ended videos, because this is a very slow rotation, and I've even got time to explain to you what I'm doing in this video, just in case anybody says like, what are you doing? How are you doing this? Is this the thing to do? You're not playing this right. Blah, 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 blah. normal things when it comes to like content. So yeah, this is sped ahead, and I'm kind of treating this as like it's a slow and steady wins the race. I was happy to just kind of like come back, go back in again. Black Widow Deadly Origin is incredibly speedy, which is excellent when it comes to like just hitting on aggressive, get the enemy champion against the wall. And the best thing that the Ghost can do is just throw special attacks. A little bit of a mistake there playing into miss, but apart from that, this is still a one shot, and I'm solid. I don't care if it's stupid and it works. It's not stupid. So there we go. Like just easy rotations, throwing the SP2, waiting for the enemy to throw their SP2. And could I be doing more damage? Yeah, okay, I definitely could be doing that. Could I be playing this a bit better? Of course I could have, but it doesn't really matter, because that's at the end of the day, you know, getting W is the biggest thing altogether. And I'm sure everybody's got their own kind of champions of choice they use. I'm sure maybe many people have used different ones. I mean, Domino I would have loved to have used, but I kind of felt like I actually saw Fizz do this on Twitter with Black Widow Deadly Origin. I just thought, hey, do you know what? I need this. So I'm gonna go and do it, and it would be worth like putting boosts on. I don't think it would be, because I'm like, well, I'll keep my boosts and still get this done in the amount of hits that I have done. And that's the real thing for me. It's like, regardless of anything, it's slow and steady wins the race. Granted, I wasn't getting the amount of damage that I was kind of hoping for with this. But still, as I said, like, you know, you've got to get it done. And even if I'm getting it done with over 200 hits, it's like, it's done. It's a done deal, which is great. So SP1 comes in, get back from that, go back in again. On the aggressive, enemies always at the back end of the map. And I don't think I take many in the block, which is good. It's just a case of like, just punish on the special attack after. So 220 hits, we're done there. Now on to Dr. Doom. Now I have kind of like put this down to the slowest process possible, but I have cut it because this is right at the very start, and I kind of feel like I should have maybe played this with more intercepts. But one thing I do want to point out is that you don't know when you're going to make a mistake and do something like that, where you literally walk into the enemy's block with Falter on, and the AI could have attacked me right then. So that's the AI being very helpful. I did try this several times, and as well, kind of like, was I meant to be relying on my block a bit more in order to kind of like get momentum? Should I be intercepting more? I don't know. I don't trust the AI as much as I can throw it. And the thing is, we're not trusting it, is you just don't know if something is going to happen. Like, you'll rush forward like then, and the enemy will back off like that and go to phase. You'll be faltered and you'll be attacked. So it's like, I'm a bit cagey a bit with it, but let's forward in the fight. And up to like when I'm doing like 200 odd hits, and it's at the end. As I said, like, the reason that I do want to kind of speed this along is I don't want this to be like a long-ended video of just slow, boring fights with it. So I just wanted to chop it up as best I can, and I actually make a mistake towards the end as well. I think I couldn't realise my luck of like how long this was going, but I was rotating around the SP2 to do Incinerate. Could I do the SP3? Yes. Would I do it in order to potentially die because that's what happens? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, because I did try it once when I was doing the training for this fight, and it just was not working. So rotating around SP2s in order to do that Incinerate damage, and as well pushing the Power Flood, because that's the key thing as well. I was pushing the Power Flood to be that, okay, she's doing a special, I'm then going to go in, do a bit of damage. She's then up to the special, back off, go back in again. I would have thought about doing the SP1 rotation to do some power controlling, but at the same time I wanted to keep it very, very slow and steady, but also very much kind of like, look, I'm not dying, and play as carefully as possible. Get a bit too over eager here, throwing an SP1 and thinking I could do it. Throw it again, a bit too early, and I shouldn't have done that. That's the mistake. I think I said that. But I'm glad with how this worked. Get the dub, all done. Bit of a long fight, as you can see. It's going to come up and say 307 hits, 0 hits on me. So I'll take that. That's a bit of a win. I will take a bit of a win on this particular situation, and that's really been it. I thought I'd do a little video just showcasing who I used and the fact that I'm all done and dusted when it comes to this. We'll see what happens next week. I've planned to do other stuff next week, so I really don't care. If the rumoured rewards that I've seen are true, I will not be doing the final week of Summer of Pain, based on the champions you face off against and the rewards that come back. My light's gone off, so that's a sign there of something to come. Ooh, spooky! In any case, who did you use? Put it in the comment section down below. Appreciate you very much, and I'll see you later on. Lots of content still to come on the channel in the coming weeks and months. Yay!